Hey my friend, today I have a tip that could change the way you use your delay and reverb pedals and combine them. And it's all about finding the sweet spot when you use both of those pedals at the same time. So if we come back at the very basics of delay and reverb pedals, we truly have two important knobs. The first one is the mix knob, so it tells us how much of the effect we are going to hear. It's basically the volume knob of your effect. So if you want to hear your delays more, you crank up the mix. If you want to hear your reverb more, you crank up the mix. And then you have the repeats or feedback or depth knob, which tells us how long it's going to ring. So most of the times guitar players are going to use just a small amount of both of these knobs because they don't want their reverb or delay pedals to get in the way of what they're playing, right? So if I'm using my Immerse from New Neighbor as my reverb, you can see I have a medium low mix and a medium low depth. So it sounds like this. If I remove it, it sounds a bit dry. So it helps to add just a small amount of it. So it's a small but really good complement to our sound. And the same goes for the delay pedal. I'm going to use the Strymon El Capistan for this lesson. And once again, medium low repeats and mix. So it sounds like this. So you still hear the repeats slightly and they don't last too long, but it doesn't get in the way of what I'm playing at all times, even if I play lots of chords and really fast. And if I use both pedals at the same time, it's really nice to complement my dry tone. Again, if I don't play with them, you lose a sense of space and a sense of depth, right? So if you are in the audience of a concert, you don't necessarily perceive that the guitar player has a reverb and delay pedal on with those settings, but you feel like he has a rounder and deeper tone. And that's the ultimate goal of using a delay and reverb as your bass tone. But now we are to my tip. If you want to play ambient guitar, you want to have more of those reverbs and delays, right? Because you want a washy, soupy sound to go with your dry signal. So Logic tells us that we should raise the mix knob because the mix knob tells how much we hear the effects. So if I raise the mix knob to a good level on both my delay and reverb pedal, that's what is going to happen. Here's the result. So now, yes, it's more present, but it's overpowering what I'm playing. It masks everything. The reverb and the delays mask everything I'm playing. But if you look at my mix knobs on my El Capistan and Immerse, we still have a good 30% more that we could use on the mix knob. So I can't believe that we have to already back off on the mix if we want some ambient tones. If I back off on the mix to make sure I don't mask anything, now this is going to sound better. But it's not that washy, soupy sound that we hear with ambient guitar. So the problem with this is that, yes, Logic tells us that if we want to hear more of the effect, we have to raise the mix knob. But the trick is to actually raise the repeats or feedback knob more and keep your mix knob at a medium level. So if I keep my mix knobs at noon, but I raise the depth on my reverb and the repeats on my delay, you will hear how much of a difference it makes. So now my repeats and feedback knob are at 2 o'clock, which was pretty much what we've done with our mix knobs before, but instead now the mix knob is at noon and the repeats is more higher up. So let's hear how it sounds. So now we hear what I'm playing a lot more, and if we listen to the background, now we have that washy, soupy background that sits underneath what we're playing. So if you want to go further with it, you could argue that yes, we still lose a little bit of my dry signal and that we can't hear everything very, very clearly. So if you have it on your delay and reverb pedals, you could use a tone knob. When you make your delays and reverbs darker, this is going to help a lot to perceive and retain the clarity of your dry signal, because now, especially with my delays, if I play one chord, what we hear on the delays is pretty much the same tone as my dry signal, so it could get in the way because the repeats are high. So what we're gonna do, we are going to select the tape age, which is here, and if I put it higher up like this, this is going to make a darker tone on my delay, and on the immers here I have a tone knob at the bottom left, and that's going to give us a darker tone on the reverb too. So now if I play the same thing, you listen, the washy background is still here, but we can hear a lot more when I'm playing. So whatever I'm playing, chords or lead lines or fast little melodies, it always stays under control and we can hear what I'm playing and we have that washy, soupy goodness behind our dry signal. So the trick, if you want a great combination, a great sweet spot of your delay and reverb pedal together, first of all, you raise the repeats instead of the mix. You keep the mix at a medium level and never too loud. And if you can do so, you can dial in darker tones if you have tone knobs or something like that. Or you could use an analog voiced delay pedal because analog delays are generally darker. That's it. I hope it was helpful to you. And just before you leave, I have something for you. I have written a guide about ambient guitar. So I call it my 5 tips to write successful ambient guitar songs. Over the years on YouTube, I have made hundreds of ambient songs and I want to share my knowledge with you. So in this 11 pages ebook, I share my 5 best tips to write some beautiful, lush, gorgeous ambient music. So you only have to click on the first link in the description box and I will send you my guide right away in your inbox. So first link in description. Thank you very much for watching and until next time, au revoir.